Good morning, guys. I just want to take a minute to talk to you guys about some of the things that are coming up with GCPU. Normally, I don't show my picture out there, and you can see that I got a lot of black under my eyes, and I'm pretty tired. But there's a lot that's happening with Guernsey County Parents United and Parental Alienation Awareness Organization that I need your help on. It's obvious that, as you know, a lot of organizations can't make it without volunteers. Well, we need those volunteers. The only way for us to be able to help one another and be able to support this community and get this community educated and make them aware of the issues within this community are by getting involved. For the last several months, we've made comments about different events coming up, and the only way for those events to occur are if you decide to get involved. So I want you to know that we are trying to develop different ways for you to communicate with me that you want to be involved in the May 25th rally that will be held in Cambridge, the Parental Alienation Awareness a week that will be held April 22nd through the 26th. So if you want to be involved, folks, I need your help, and I need to know beforehand. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of big promotions and things that we need to get done in order to make this a true success. And I believe we can do that. And I believe that if every single one of us work together, and every single one of us just take a little bit here and a little bit there, then it's going to help us to be able to accomplish this goal and to be able to achieve everything we want to achieve. I also want to just take a few minutes to talk about just some of the frustrations that each of us hold. I'm where you're at. It's now been over 3 years since I've seen my children, moving on to 4 years. And let me say, I am truly, truly sympathetic with every single one of you that are going through what you're going through. It breaks my heart to see each and every single one of us involved in these situations. Cases where DNA proved that a person was completely innocent, but yet the prosecutor's office won't go after the people and the individuals who are guilty. It's quite sad. Individuals where false allegations have been proven to be clearly false, but yet Children's Services, the prosecutor's office, Magistrate Hollins, Judge Moorhead, Judge Elwood, continue to ignore the facts, the clear and convincing evidence that is right in front of them. With that being said, I want to challenge each and every single one of you to realize that the only way that change is really going to occur is if we continue to fight strong. And one of the best ways to continue to fight strong is to remain confident. I know there are many of you out there who will say, Mike, I'm not that strong. You get frustrated, you get depressed, you get tired, you get angry. Guess what? I'm there. Recently, my senior pastor was preaching a series on anger. And he was talking about the fact that when you think about anger, a lot of people see anger as a negative thing. But the reality is, anger is not a negative thing. In fact, anger actually comes from God. All of us here on earth are made in the image of God. God was an angry God. Let me give you some examples. What about when Jesus walked into the temple? What did he do? He flipped those tables over, but yet he never sinned. Be angry and sin not. What about whenever Jesus was there with his disciples and these parents were bringing children up to Jesus, and he says that he became very indignant. What does indignant mean? Well, let me clarify for you. Angry. He was very angry. He was very upset that these disciples were pushing these children away. And he says, let them come. Let them come. Truly, Jesus was showing those children are the best interest. He loved them. Folks, we live in a very serious time where there are many things that are ripping our children away from us. And what we need to do more than anything is continue to be strong and pervasive and determined and do everything we can to make sure that we continue to fight for justice and equality for everybody. Many people talk about how corrupt this town is and this county is, but yet they aren't doing enough to speak out. This past week, my daughter had a baby, and I wound up speaking to my daughter-in-law, excuse me. Maybe my daughter had a baby too, I don't know. But my daughter-in-law had a baby, and I'm sitting there in the outside waiting room talking to individuals, and somebody heard me talking, and I was talking to another, I guess, family member, family member. And as we were talking, we were bringing up about a lot of the things that God has allowed me to be involved with Guernsey County Parents United, and Parental Alienation Awareness Organization. And he was listening to the conversation. And let me say this. When I'm in public, I speak up on purpose because I want people to speak out. Sometimes the only way to get people to speak out is for us to speak up. So remember that. When I'm out in public, I will start talking to my friend about my case or other cases that I'm involved with, and it sparks up a conversation. I will bring up the names of judges and lawyers with the intention of getting feedback from people and seeing how they respond. I've recently received an email basically saying that I was defaming a CPS worker. Well, let me clarify that. In order to defame or slander a CPS worker, or any person for that matter, they have to be able to prove that your claims that you're making are 100% false. Well, I can assure you that will not happen. The reason that we continue to fight for the truth is because we have the truth. The evidence is before us. When I speak with people, and I speak with children, children are people too, by the way, it breaks my heart to see that they are either being forced to lie, or people inside the system is basically calling them a liar. Breaks my heart. We need to do more in regards to being able to prove that we truly are about protecting the best interest of children. We can't allow the system to continue to do what they're doing. Many times they will say that they're doing what is right, but the reality is they are not. What they are doing is protecting their own interest. Whether it be a judge or a lawyer who continues to drag a case out possibly for their own financial gain, or whether it be a CPS worker who has an affiliation with somebody and maybe has made a deal with somebody in exchange for, I don't know, sex and drugs. Here's the reality. I want to say this. If we didn't have the proof, folks, I'm telling you right now, I would not be doing this. I'm doing this because we do have the proof, we have the evidence, and we will continue to fight strong. But I don't need negative people in our organization. I need people that are going to stay strong and stand up. I understand you're going to be hurt, you're going to be broken. I'm there. You don't think I miss my children? Sure I do. Now, as many of you know, I have a new grandson. True. And I begin a new phase of my life to be able to prove what a great guy I really am, and that I will be a great grandfather and a great son continuously, even still today, to my son who lives in Beisel with me. But you know, oftentimes you hear me say that I've lost my children. My son has lost his mother. My son has lost his sisters and his brother. I had to stop and think about how all this has affected him and stop thinking about myself. Folks, that's what I want to challenge you with today. A lot of times I hear a lot of people just complaining, and the complaining is not necessarily a bad thing, or expressing their feelings about how frustrated and upset they are that this is not going their way. But what I want you to do is I want you to stop and think about the children that are involved. How is this influencing them? What can we do to make things better for them in the future? Well, the only way that that is going to happen is if we do everything we can right now to make things better for them. With legislation in Columbus and an opportunity for some of us to meet with the governor here real soon, I want to challenge you guys to be mindful that we need to continue to be determined, focused, and persistent. As you've noticed, I've made less comments on the Facebook page lately because I've determined that time is of the essence. We needed to be doing everything we can now to be making aware and educating the community as to what they need. That's my goal. That's my goal. And it excites me to know that we have people that are supporting us and praying for us. So with that being said, I just wanted to throw this 10-minute message out to you. with my little frizzy curly hair that needs cut. Just to let you know, guys, that we need to just remain focused. And let's do all we can. Let's work together. Let's volunteer to do what we can to help one another in our own cases, but also in each other's cases, and be the encouragement and support that they need. I don't have a problem with support. I think that's one of the things that was so awesome about our group. We are there to support one another and love one another. So with that being said, let me challenge you guys once again. GCPU, Guernsey County Parents United US, and Parental Alienation Awareness Organization Ohio are going to remain focused, remain determined, gather evidence, and then present it when the time is right. I will tell you this, that time is real soon. So let me end with these 2 words that will help all of us. Stay tuned.